And welcome back to the Career Build Series, episode number 30. And so I literally just finished dropping off the 5 people from the fire at the lighthouse. And I made my way back. We're getting back on the tugboat here. We'll start steaming. Well, we have to check our fuel. Let's check our fuel. And we'll either steam towards, probably just steam towards that base up north anyway. We're running a little low on fuel, so we probably should do a fuel run. You know, I kind of like to include you guys on what you actually have to do in a career game. I see a lot of people, well, I see a few people playing career, but, you know, a lot of people just don't understand what you have to do because you don't see people playing it. And so I enjoy playing career, and so let's go. And so one of the things you have to do, and I'm actually very happy that devs changed this. You know, before you could essentially spawn infinite amount of fuel in the workbench, and the price was reasonably high. It was like $1, and the whole point of that was that you weren't spawning the fuel in the workbench and then go and selling it somewhere. But now you have to actually move and buy fuel to fill it in the workbenches. So we only have like, I think we had like 4,000 liters there. And if we look over here, we can buy, this is the cheapest diesel on the map until the new oil update comes out. We might be able to get it cheaper if we refine it ourselves, but you see it's just under 36 cents. And so what I think we should do is I'm going to quickly, let's get us going in that direction at least, and then once we're kind of moving, I can go check the fuel. So we're over here, and so I'm just going to set waypoint. All right, there's good. All right, and so let's enter that in. Harbor gen's on. Now the engines are on. I'm going to leave the harbor generator on. Our batteries are a little bit off of full charge, and so I'll just leave the harbor generator on. It's designed to not... What is going on here? Oh, I have to actually press the button, huh? Press the button and you shall go places. And so we're on our way here. We're heading towards... Turn on my nav lights. We're heading towards the refinery to fill up our tanks. We'll go downstairs. Okay. You gotta put the autopilot on too, apparently. No, it's not like I didn't design and create this myself. Let me turn off 3D waypoints. NPC and player damage. I had to go down a cliff, so I wanted to make sure my people didn't die. They did alright. So let's check our fuel here. So we have 1152 there. And 12. So we have good fuel. We burned probably, I don't know, 50% of our fuel. This has been out of the bench for quite a while, and so we're pretty fuel efficient. But, you know, one thing I was thinking is if I want to launch the Seaplane, I need to make sure I have enough fuel that I can do it. And so that's important. So Seaplane shouldn't be that hungry in fuel. It should be quite a bit hungrier than this. I think the engines are both bigger and the RPS is definitely higher. And so that should be thirstier. The difference is this goes 25 knots, that goes 230 knots. So, you know, approaching 10 times the speed of this tugboat. So, you know, it'd have to burn 10 times the fuel to kind of be on par. But, you know, we'll see where that's at. It should be reasonably fuel efficient, but I want to make sure that we have plenty of fuel. One thing I think we can do now, which I think is convenient, if I hover over this, yeah, you can see how much diesel we have in there. We have a good amount of diesel. We have 49.88. You know, so that's not too bad, actually. But it's probably good that we go buy some fuel. So let's see if I can find a large bridge. They're kind of annoying the way that they did this. We talked about this in another episode. I'm trying not to get too frustrated by it, but I hate having the bridges over the water anyway, and it looks like the only, see, it's very hard and it takes time to find where the crossings are. So this is one of the large bridges you can go under, and you see it's hard to find, man. It's not very helpful. And so I think we're going to continue to just go like this, and I'll stop it right before there, and I'll kind of manual it through. But I would like to get to that seaplane. That is something I want to do. So let's see, what's our time? It's probably going to take a little while to get there. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes, so I'll do a little time lapse-aroo. And when I get up there, go get some of this fuel and head back. I might rethink this. I might just do that off screen. You know what I think I'm gonna do? Let's go back here to the southern base. And I'd love to get that seaplane in. So I want to head back there. Let's see what that's looking like. That's, yeah, see, it would take me like 30 minutes to get to here, and then maybe another 10, and then fill, and then back, and so I think we'll just head here. We have plenty of fuel. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,400 in the tanks, plus we have about 5,000 there. So that should be fine. Let's see what we have over here. We have no diesel, so we've taken all the diesel out of this base. We need to be very careful of that. You know, likely we're going to be bringing a vehicle back like the tugboat, but if we were to go there and didn't have anything, we would be out of fuel. One thing we could do as well is, you know, we have a jet fuel sale point. Is that jet fuel? I think this is jet fuel. See, this is actually a reasonable thing you could do to make money off the beginning, right? So that's, I'm going to do a little math here. So that's 4.94, so $4.94 per liter of jet. And we start, so I haven't used any jet fuel, so there's about 2,000 liters. So let's multiply that by 1988. So that, what? Yeah, so that's about just under 10,000. It's $9,820 dollars. So if you needed a little bunch of cash, you could always sell the jet fuel that's in there, and then later you can actually come buy cheaper jet fuel there. But let's see what we're looking on time here. All right, so I'm going to continue on here, and we'll do a little bit of a time lapse, and I will see you guys when we get there. Alright, so we're back here at the logistics hub. So let's go ahead. I think what I'm going to do here, what's our depth? 35 feet. So let's go ahead and drop anchor. Checking batteries here. Batteries look good. So I'm going to shut off engines. And I want to grab a mission before I bother. Oop, I'm hurting here with health. I didn't put on my firefighting gear, which I should have when I fought that fire. So let's go ahead and anchor won't set, but I'm just going to take a nap here, get a mission to pop. Yeah, definitely, I think spacing out the mission frequency, as you can see, I have to go through pretty much a 24-hour period to get a mission, which is good for, so I don't stack too many and end up with a ton of lag, so I think that's working out pretty well. Excuse me. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, this one we're not going to be able to do. Blue, it's interesting. Blue pickup radio for help. We don't have anything to do that mission. So, I'm trying to think what I want to do. So, thoughts here. What we could do is, I think, let's do this. All right, so one thing we're missing here is we'll go into a little bit of building. Let's go ahead. I'm going to set this anchor. Do that first. I'm going to set the anchor. Alright, so the anchor is fine. Let's go ahead and let's save the game. Alright, and so what I'm going to do is this. I want to, you know, we don't have enough tools in the toolbox to do all the associated missions, so let's do that. So, currently, what do we own up here? We don't own much of anything. As far as, so I need a basic, see, this is the issue that I run into here is, see, that's like 120 grand. What is this? This is not cheap either. That's 60 grand. We could buy this. This is probably 180. Okay, so either probably North Harbor. I'd say North Harbor is another large spawn area, but up north. So we'll have a large spawn down south. We'll have one up north. The reason I want this is I can spawn ground vehicles in the train here. If I go down and buy this one, I think this one's cheap here. Yeah, see, this is only 50 grand. The issue is I only have a large boat spawn here, so I can't really get ground vehicles in there. So what I want to do is we'll plan on buying this. We're not going to buy it right now, so we're saved. So I'm going to save it one more time. We're probably listing because when I reload the save, it put all the fuel in one tank. But so we're currently anchored. We're saved. I'm going to go ahead and open up the test world, and let's make ourselves a little tow vehicle. Before I do that, I just want to look at this mission really super quick. And so we're all saved up. This is a blue pickup radio for help. Extinguish all fires, rescue 2 casualties. We could theoretically do this with a boat. I'm trying to think. Ooh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this with the plane now. It would be a good excuse to get the seaplane out. We'll go rescue this person. We don't need to tow the vehicle. At first, I thought we might need to tow it. We don't. So let's go ahead and let's do this with the seaplane. So I'm going to undo everything I just did. So let's bring this up. Let's go ahead, start the engines. A little bit of indecision here, but whatever. We'll go ahead and we'll taxi over to the logistics hub. And I will finally put this tugboat back in the bench. This hasn't been in the bench in a while. This will allow me, I'll put some fuel, this will put some fuel back in. This will give some cash. And then this will also allow us to do a seaplane mission. So I'm looking forward to this. So you notice it's not foggy. That's really helpful. Okay. So that's fine that that winch is still going up. This will also refresh all of our first aid kits. Trying not to get really wet in the drink, but whatever. Alright. And so let's grab this. Okay, good. So that's now in. Let's grab the seaplane. This is actually pretty good for the sea. So I also worked on, I called this the Grasshopper 2. This is a shorter version of the Hummingbird, which will be used in unison with the new home ship. So that is going to be another vehicle. I didn't completely build it in the series, but yeah, I might have to use some vehicles I didn't completely build. Part of it was testing. I don't want to really rebuild it. So let's go ahead and jump in the seaplane. We can land in the little entry area there. I don't want to go on the side. I think we have a fire extinguisher on here. I hope. I'm not 100%. I don't think we have health packs either. So let me check. I have a fire extinguisher on me. Hopefully these people aren't that hurt. We should be able to travel pretty quick. I probably should have kept a health pack on me, but I didn't. Whatever. Okay. Should have put one on, but let's not. Hopefully I can... Oh, I don't have lights on. Do I have lights on this? I do. Okay. That's so good. I couldn't remember. This, for me, it has been a while since I've operated this, so let's see. We want... Where the hell are you? It is really dark IRL in these in airplanes like this, so you do come in, you need your flashlight. That's why I like to do it. All right, so let me see if I can remember how to do all this. So we have, let's see, if I need to remember all my stuff here. Okay, that's the forward engine start, aft engine start. Okay, let's go ahead. I want beacon on, nav on. Strobes, we'll do olive lights here. I don't need to RP it too much. We want 1 notch of flaps. The flashlight can go away. You can see we're all lined up here, ready to go. All right, let's start taxiing. So I actually have this realistic manifold and RPMs now. I finally got that working the way I wanted it to. So let's go ahead and prop is set. Let's start taxiing out. So I'm just gently pushing up my thrust and taxiing with my rudder. All right, here we go. I'm just gently tapping up the thrust because it doesn't really fly realistically how it really would, so. I don't have any navigation equipment in here, do I? I do. I have a GPS autopilot, so I'm going to put a waypoint here. Have to be very careful. I'm already descending. I'm at 1,000 feet, which is pretty safe, but I need to be careful here. Okay, I have this on, so let's go nav GPS. And I'm just going to go autopilot on because I need this to take me there, essentially. So altitude is going to be 500 feet for now. I'm just kind of seeing. Okay, so we're turning. I'm just checking. You know, I haven't this is the first flight when the career builds here this plane. Last thing I want to do is crash. Let me grab a quick little screenshot. Yeah, I think something like that would be cool. Kind of transitioning the moon like so. All right, good. And so this is going to bring us on course here. I'm going slow. I haven't bringing the thrust. You see where my thrust is? That's full thrust there. So my manifold pressure is pretty low. I don't want to go fast. There's no need for me to go fast. I'm not pulling the flaps up. I don't have any of my actual waypoints. Yeah, here it is. Never mind. My bearing panels here. So we're 2.9 miles away. Bearing of 84. We're currently on a. So I'm gonna kick the rudder. I need to tune this in. You see how the ball is off to the right? You want to be coordinating your turns, and so this would realistically look like this. So I need to just keep increasing my rudder factor until that coordinates my turns appropriately. So I still need more here. I need to turn to 9-9 bearing. I have to be very careful I don't crash into the mountains. Okay, that's a small little, because I'm only at 500 feet, so it's pretty imperative that I don't crash in. Okay, so we're 101. We're headed directly there. We are 2 nautical miles. We're going to be there in a minute or less. There we go. Now it's less, 0.9 minutes. So I'm going to keep an eye out. We're going to land in this cove here, so I'm going to just here. One of the, I talked about this before, why I leave some of the stuff on. So like, there's map vehicles, 3D waypoints right below me, so it's super below me, and you notice I'm on top of it going across this way. So I'm going to leave that on for now. I'm going to take the autopilot off, start pulling back thrust. I'm going to go full flaps here. Visibility is pretty low, so I kind of need to see some reference points here. 80 knots. I don't want to really get too slow here. I haven't indexed this yet, so all these colors mean something, and they're important. It makes it so that you can quickly see what's going on. So I kind of 100 knots is probably pretty good. Like we used to, even in the Seminole, which is a small twin-engine airplane, which I did pretty much all my twin-engine training in. You come in at like, what's my altitude? 3,000 feet. Okay, that's a cloud. See, I'm losing situational awareness here because I can't tell if that's a cloud or not. So, okay, so there's where we were right there. So we took off, did a big pattern. The airplanes are just super fast. So I'm going to come around. Thing you always want to really pay attention to is your speed. Speed is life. Speed's energy. You need your energy to be able to not crash. So I'm just going to quickly shut off 3D waypoints, map vehicles. Okay. So I can visually see now. This is why, we needed to make sure it wasn't too foggy earlier. Coming at 101 knots. I'm pretty much all set to land here. I'm going to turn on my landing light. That will help me. It will hit the water a little bit before we get there. This plane, the way I set up my flaps is they actually have flaps and anti-flaps. That gives you a proper approximation of the drag, because your flaps are both giving you lift and drag, and so it changes your deck angle. So we can see our fire off to the left there. So as you bring your deck angle up, watch that speed come off. This is realistic. I need to retrim every time I do a pitch or power setting change or a configuration like flaps. And I have a nose up deck angle, as you can see. That's realistic. Actually, that's what I want for a picture there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's better. Sorry, just doing pictures here. So we'll go back in. I like doing it in first person. So like my deck angle's coming up too high, and we're going right for the shore, which is what I want. Just dropping it. And as you can see, nice, gentle, beautiful touchdown. Let's go ahead. I do have a reverse on here. What I'm going to do is click it into beta. Beta is flat props. So I can just keep a little power up, transition from beta, not to beta, like so. And I can pretty much stop our forward movement. They actually have that because even for taxiing, if you're not in beta, you'll, I haven't actually flown any turboprops, but know some of what to do with them. But you will, you'll taxi too fast if you're not in beta. So it just flattens the blades out, so you're actually not, you know, the engines are still turning, but you're actually not doing much. There's another good picture. Trying not to just be a picture maniac, but I also kind of want to. I never know what thumbnail I want. That's kind of cool picture too. So we have some options. I also like to kind of document my pictures. Like, this is a beautiful landscape here. I like this. It you know, kind of, I can, you know, I actually use them as my background on my PC. Was from my screenshots folder, so lets me kind of relive some of it, and it's enjoyable to do that. So I think what we'll do is we'll fly north. We'll go up to the hospital island. I should be able to bring this plane up against the dock, especially seeing that the wind and the waves are a little bit on the light end. I could also go to Holt. You know what? I think I'll go to Holt. Holt seems like that would be a little bit more interesting. We'll park in the river and do that. So here's the pickup. You know, like I was saying, at some point, you know, initially I thought we were going to go just do some building. I thought I was going to have to tow this. I would like to have something, ground vehicle, so I can do towing if need be. You know, you guys don't need to stand right next to the fire, right? You can take like 3-4 paces away from it. Thank you. All right, you are going to cause me problems because I have no health kits, and you are in deep, deep distress. So that is not great. So that person might be bird food because we're going to be in the air, but that's not good. I should have brought a health pack with me, but I thought I had some under the seats, so I need to put a couple under the seats. I already have empty storage containers there. I just need to put them in. So we also do have prop reverse, and so that will allow us to back up. So we can back up, and then we'll take off. We'll head to Holt. Holt should be close. I'm hoping this person lives. We'll see. If they don't, we'll leave them at the hospital, and hopefully they can, you know, we'll say that they get saved by the good people at the hospital, and I just don't get the money. It's with somebody that hurt, I'm probably only getting like $1,700 anyway, so you know, I already made some money on the fire. The other person will get me 2, so we'll get 5 off this minimum. And then if we need to leave them, we'll say RP wise they live, but they were beyond our capabilities. All right, so all right, you are the really okay. I wanted to take the person that was in real tough shape. So I didn't really do a good cleanup procedure. Cleanup would be bringing my flaps up. I didn't do that. Zing. Wait. Another reason I shut those engines up. Come listen. Sit in the seat, please. You. Oh, look at that convenience. Look at the convenience of that. You sit there. Please don't glitch into my floor when I take off here. If you inevitably pass out. So I'm going to put in prop reverse. Take off. Oh, put in prop reverse. Take off beta. Okay, why am I not in proper... Okay, I am in proper reverse. It was just some optical illusion. It felt like I was going forward, which was kind of ugly. All right, flaps are going to flaps 1 for takeoff. Let's start... So I'm going to start turning with my rudder. All right, then we're going to kick it into forward. There we go. And there we go. I'll do an external takeoff shot here. Oh, sorry guys, need another one. Never know what one I want to use. So. All right, so now we don't have to worry about heating too much. This thing will scream, and we can actually go for quite a while before we have to worry about. I'm trying to, so see, I need to retrim because I changed my power settings. So we want to go to the fat part of the river and then turn for Holt. I don't need to go full speed. I was going to show you guys full speed. I don't need it. We're going 205 knots. I can do about, I think, 238 in this, which is a very respectable speed. So hoping this person doesn't pass out. Hoping we get them there. I think it's this left fork here. It is. We'll do a canyon run here. Is this it? Okay, no, we're short of it. It's this next one up here. This is I can tell the railroad tracks right here. And then we have to do a jog right, and then we have our hard left here. We'll land at Holt. I think I understand why a lot of people do VTOLs everything or helicopters everything. I kind of like going into planes, one because I'm a fixed wing guy, but also there's a helicopter right there. It's more challenging, and if you've noticed, I kind of like some challenge. I like some challenge here, so it's always nice to have a little bit of a challenging gameplay here. I'm not going into that. Trying to be serious rescue people here. I'm not going into that. All right, there's my landing zone here. Flaps going down for landing. Props are already full forward. I never took them out. I need to trim. Like a real airplane, I need to trim this. There's not, I try to make these as realistic as possible. I must trim. And if I get slow, we're going to have problems, so. 90, it's doing fine at 90. It's just, so there's 100. See, my deck angle is actually nose up attitude. That's about right. There we go. A little bit of a flare here. And if I land long, which I won't, I'll throw the props in reverse. But I'm not going to land long. The friction is pretty heavy in the water, so it stops me pretty quick. All right, so I'm going to go beta on the props. And let's let that come in. And then I'm going to bang these two engines off. And you did. Okay, luckily you didn't glitch. That person did. Oh, don't. That was a mistake. So the wing dipped because I clipped them in the wall just a hair. Okay. Coming up with a method here. You stay there, you annoying ding-dong. So things like this are, you'd see people get frustrated with, and so this is my solution. I can no-clip if I need to, and so that's kind of how I get around some of this frustration is, in real life, you'd pick your leg up, you'd stick it on the pontoon, and you'd get out. So I'll try a little bit here. You know what it is? I bet it's the fire extinguisher has a collision that's blocking me. Or not. Nope. So we made our attempt. There's no clip. And we'll just no clip through. That's, I think some people are too precious and too purist with this. It's like, you need to, the whole point's to have fun. And little things like that make it so that, instead of getting frustrated, I can just keep playing. Sorry, I just kind of toss your car. Don't go in the drink. You, stand there. You have the ability to not be a complete pain. Could you do it for me, please? And because I have to carry this carcass around, I'm going to be slowed down. But there's where they're going. So this person will be, hopefully, they'll die later. But hopefully they are taken good care of by the hospital. It's on them now. They're in a hospital. If they die, it's not our fault. We're not going to get the money, but it's not our fault. So I enjoyed this mission. This was, we'll make this kind of a quicker one, but this was good. I'm glad we got the seaplane in. That was a lot of fun for me. Kind of diversify a little bit. Also, I was talking before about medium and long-term goals. There you go. Here, where do you want them? You want them up here? There. They're alive. Did I get money for you? I hope so. Anyways, so, this one. Okay, so they survived. Oh, I didn't know that. If you bring them there and they're incapacitated, you get cash money dollar bills. Oh, look at that. I might start bringing them as limp noodles there. But, like I was talking before about having different goals, like medium, long-term, short-term goals. One of the benefits is, like, I saw that I need something to tow because we will get tow missions, and so I need to build another tow vehicle. We built one last career build series, and I'll build one this one. So that gives me another thing to do. And so kind of, if you're having problems, if you're struggling to not be quote-unquote bored, a big part of it is coming up with some ideas and things to build and some scenarios and when you'll actually need them. And so I keep wishing I shut my landing lights off. But that was a fun mission. I enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I will see you in the next one.